Today's topic is higher order linear PD with constant coefficients. Means how to solve a linear PD which is of higher order and constant coefficients. So what is the difference between the previous topics and this topic? Initially we started with a linear PD of first order, for which we have studied the Lagrange's method. So Lagrange's method was to solve a linear or Cauchy linear or semi-linear PD with first order. So it was first order linear, Cauchy linear and semi-linear PD. Now second topic was the first order non-linear PD, means again we have the order 1 of the PD and it is now non-linear. So the previous two topics were for the first order PD, how to solve first order PD, whether it is linear or non-linear. For linear or Cauchy linear or semi-linear, it was Lagrange's method, and for non-linear method, we have Charpit method. So order was fixed in both of the methods. It was first order PD, but now we have higher order PD. Clear? So now in this topic we have higher order PD. So we have PD which is of higher order, means it may be second order PD, third order PD, fourth order PD. So order is more than one, and it is also a linear PD. Clear? It is linear PD. And what is linear? Linear means the Z means dependent variable and all its derivatives are of 1 degree, are of first degree in the given equation, and they are not multiplied in any of the term. There is no multiplication of Z or its derivatives. So this is linear. So I hope that you know what is linear PD. Linear PD means where the dependent variable and all its derivatives are of first degree and they are not multiplied. So this is linear PD. Now again the third term is the constant coefficients. With constant coefficients means all the coefficients of the derivatives or Z, they are all constants. Clear? So what is the topic? Higher order linear PD with constant coefficient. That means it is higher order PD, means order would be more than one. Linear PD, that means it is linear, so degree of Z, degree of derivatives are 1 and they are not multiplied, plus all the coefficients of derivatives and Z, they are constants. So this type of equation we have to solve now, higher order linear PD with constant coefficient, and it is similar to that one which we solved in the previous semester. It was ordinary differential equation. Only difference is it was higher order linear ordinary differential equation with constant coefficient. So now we have partial differential equation, higher order linear partial or partial differential equation with constant coefficient. The solution is same, right? Like we wrote our answer as general solution is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. So here also we have the solution like complementary function plus particular integral. So these type of equation, can be solved by having the complementary function and the particular integral. Now we need to know how to find the complementary function in case of PDE and how to find PI, means particular integral, in case of PDE, this type of equation. So if you remember the concept, it was in the ordinary differential equation, how to find complementary function, how to find particular integral. So you will find it easy, very easy. You can compare with that topic, the higher order ordinary differential equation with constant coefficients. So it is a very much similar, it has very much similar process. So now consider a PD of the form this: a0 del nz over del xn, a1 del nz over del x n minus 1 del y. Similarly, the next term an del nz over del yn, this is nth derivative of z with respect to y, this is nth derivative of z with respect to x, this is nth derivative of z with respect to x and y both, means one time we are differentiating it with respect to y and then n minus one time with respect to x. So all it, these are all nth order derivatives, either it is with respect to x or with respect to y or with respect to both. So these are all nth order derivatives. Next, similarly for n minus 1 order derivatives, all possible n minus 1 order derivative. So this is generalized equation v0 del n minus 1 z over del x n minus 1 means n minus 1 differentiation, n minus 1 time differentiation of z with respect to x. This is n minus 1 time differentiation of z with respect to y. And similarly, the combination n minus 1 time differentiation of z with respect to x and by both. So these are all n minus 1 ordered derivative. In the same way, we have the n minus 2 derivatives of z, n minus 3 derivatives of z. Now this we will reach to first order derivative. So this is again m0 del z over del x first order derivative plus m1 del z over del y means first order derivatives of z with respect to x and with respect to y, with respect to y. So these are two possible first order derivatives. And next term n0 z is equal to a function of xy. So this is our generalized equation, general equation of higher order. This is general equation of higher order linear PD with constant coefficients, because we have we are saying that this is higher order. So what is higher order? Higher order means it may be second order equation, third order equation, fourth order equation. So whatever it is, we are considering it as nth order differential equation. So this is nth order partial differential equation, and this is linear also, because all the derivatives, if you observe, all the derivatives are separate, are in the separated form. No derivatives are multiplied with each other. This is separate term, this is separate term, this is separate term. Similarly in n minus 1 order derivatives, all the derivatives are separated. Similarly the first order derivative, this is different term, this is separate term, and z is also a separate term. So all the dependent variable and its derivatives are in separated form. There is no multiplication. So these are linear terms in z. So again, we consider the degree only with respect to dependent variable and its derivatives. So all the derivatives in z dependent variable are, they are of first degree in this equation, and the multiplication is not there. So we will say this is linear PDE. So we have defined the order. This is nth order linear PDE. Now with constant coefficients, that means all the coefficients on the left hand side are constant. A0, A1, AN, B0, B1, B, this is not B2, this must be Bn minus 1, M0, M1, N0. These are all constants, because we are solving a differential equation, a partial differential equation with constant coefficients. So all the coefficients of the derivatives and z, they are all constants. So now using the symbols, we are writing del over del x as capital D. If you remember, there also in ordinary case, we use capital D in for the for d over dx. What we write, dy over dx as dy. So here also we have the derivative symbols. Del over del x is capital D, and del over del y is d dash. So if the derivative is represented by is uh, is it, if the derivative can be written as capital D and capital D dash, then we will write dz. What is the value of dz? Del z over del x, because capital D is del over del x, so dz is del z over del x. Or we also say it as small p. D dash z means del z over del y, because d dash is the derivative with respect to y. So we also write this as small q, and d square z is The square of d means del over del x square means del 2 over del x square of z. So this is del 2 z over del x square. Similarly, d dash z means z is there, d dash is del over del y, and d is del over del x. So multiplying del over del x into del over del y. So this is second order derivative with respect to x and y both, del 2z over del x del y. D dash square z and d dash square is del 2 over del y square. So in the similar way, if you replace these values in terms of d or and d dash, then equation 1 becomes this equation a0, and what was the first term, del n z over del x n. This is dnz. So because all the terms they contain z, so I have kept that outside, means common. Otherwise a0 dn, this is a1 dn minus 1 d dash, because the second term was del nz over del x n minus 1 del y. So this is the first order derivatives with respect to y, so d dash. And next the n minus 1 derivatives are with respect to x, so dn minus 1. So this is dn minus 1 into d dash. In the same way, last term is the nth differentiation of z with respect to y, so d dash n. So this is that. Similarly, this we can convert in dn d dash. And last, this is m0. What was there, del z over del x, so del z over del x is dz, so d. And m1 del z over del y means d dash, z is common, and n0 z is equal to function of xy. So now the left hand side is all the terms on the left hand side, they are in terms of d and d dash. So we are writing is this as function of d into d dash. Clear? All the terms on the left hand side are in terms of d and d dash. This is d, this is d into d dash, dn minus 1, dn minus 2, d dash. So all the terms are in terms of d and d dash, and rest are constant coefficient. So we can write all the terms in terms of function of d into d dash. And again, the z is common because here we have z, here we have z, here we have z, here we have z. All terms contain z. So keeping z outside means keeping the z common. So this is z, and all the left terms are in terms of d and d dash. So we are writing that those terms in terms of function of d into d dash, and right hand side is same, function of xy. So this is our equation we have to solve. So this equation we have to solve. So where f d d dash is equal to the equation in terms of d and d dash. Now this is just basic, because you, before solving any equation, you should know about the about that equation, that what are the symbols, what is the order, what is the degree. So this is our equation we are going to solve. This f of d d dash z is equal to function of xy. Now keeping some terminology, in equation 2 means this equation, uh, the dependent variable z and all its derivatives are linear. Like I told you, the z term is of first degree, all the derivatives are of first degree. Also, neither of these is multiplied to z or any of its derivatives. So there is no multiplication of z and derivatives or derivatives with respect to among the each other. So there is no multiplication of dependent variable. So equation 2 is known as linear PDE. So that's why I have already told you this, how it is linear. So this is linear PDE of order n, because what is the order of differential equation? The highest order derivative appearing in the differential equation. So highest order derivative is uh, nth order, because this is nth order derivative and this is the highest order derivative. So the order of this differential equation is n. So this is linear PDE of order n, and with constant coefficient, because all the coefficients of the derivatives and the term z all the coefficients are constant. So this is linear PDE of order n with constant coefficients. Now the equation 2 is known as homogeneous linear PDE. Now again we are giving some definitions, means when any linear PDE is homogeneous or non-homogeneous. So equation 2 is known as homogeneous PDE if f of xy is equal to 0. That means the right hand side is 0. Clear? This fxy is 0 means there is no term containing x or y. All the terms here are constant or d dash and z, and the terms containing x and y are on the right hand side. So this is a general format, and if this fxy is 0 means there is no term containing x or y, so we call it we call this equation as homogeneous differential equation. So equation 2 is known as homogeneous LPDE, linear partial differential equation, if the right hand side is 0, and otherwise means if it is non-zero, the function of xy is equal to 0, we are saying this as homogeneous. And if this is non-zero, the function of xy is non-zero, then this is called non-homogeneous linear PDE. Clear? In ordinary case also, if you remember, the homogeneous the equation was where we did not find pi because right hand side is 0, so the total general solution is the complementary function only, pi is 0. Similarly, means here also we have the solution means pi is 0 when it is homogeneous, and if it is non-homogeneous, then in that case we have to find the pi, the particular integral. Now the third definition, the f d d dash means the all the terms in terms of d d dash is said to be reducible. So we are saying that this f d dash function of d dash means these terms. So if this f d dash, we say this as it is said to be reducible if f of d dash can be factorized into linear factors of the form this a d plus b d dash plus c. Means this f d dash, this term contains a lot of terms in terms of d and d dash. If we can solve it, or we can factorize this in terms of the linear factors like this, if this f d dash can be converted in the form of these factors a d plus b d dash plus c, means where a b c are constants, so a1d plus b1d dash plus c1 like one factor, second factor is a2d plus b2d dash plus c2 second factor, similar in the same way. So if we can factorize this f d dash in the linear factors like this, then we say that f d dash is reducible. Otherwise, if we cannot, means suppose it has n factors, uh, suppose it has 6 factors, and suppose 5 factors are of this these types, but the last one is not of this type, then also we will we cannot say this is reducible. If all the factors of this f d dash are in this form a d plus b d dash plus c, then we say that f d dash is reducible. Otherwise, f d dash is said to be irreducible. Clear? Now, the general solution of equation 2 means whatever equation is given to us, the solution of that equation, the general solution of that equation is how we write the general solution, the value of dependent variable. And what is dependent variable in the case of PDE? Z. So Z is equal to, means general solution Z is equal to complementary function means CF and the particular plus particular integral, which is known as PI. So we have to find CF and PI. Clear? We have to get the general solution of the higher order linear PDE with constant coefficients. We need to have the complementary function and the particular integral. So where CF is the solution of homogeneous linear PDE is equal to 0. If you remember that in ordinary case, how to find CF, we keep the right hand side 0, and from the left hand side, using the derivative d, we find auxiliary equation, and based on the nature of the roots of the auxiliary equation, we find out complementary function. So in the same way, means we will keep our right hand side 0, means corresponding homogeneous equation. If suppose you are given with a non-homogeneous equation, means the right hand side function of xy is non-zero, then to find the CF, we will keep that function as 0. Now we will find out the solution of this equation, and that is known as complementary function. In the same way, so CF is the solution of homogeneous linear PDE, this which contains arbitrary constants. So there also, if you remember, in ordinary case, CF was in the form of C1 e to the power m1x, C2 e to the power m2x, C3 e to the power m3x. So C1, C2, C3 are arbitrary constant. Here also, the CF will contain the arbitrary constants. And the PI is the solution of non-homogeneous linear PDE f d d dash z is equal to function of y. So to find out the PI, we use the right hand side. If you remember, 1 upon fd into function of x, right hand side. So in the similar way, here also we will find PI using the right hand side, f of xy, which does not contain arbitrary constant. And we know that in PI we don't keep arbitrary constants. So arbitrary constants are in this CF, and this PI is in terms of x and y. There is no arbitrary constant. So finding out CF, finding out PI, and making this combination CF plus PI is our required solution, general solution. The question is how to get complementary function, how to get particular integral. So this is the requirement now. So now you know what is higher order linear PD with constant coefficient. When fd dash, uh, this is linear, you know why it is linear. This is homogeneous when right hand side is 0. This is non-homogeneous when right hand side is non-zero. The fd dash is reducible when it can be factorized in terms of linear factors like of this form. Otherwise it is irreducible. The general solution is complementary function plus particular integral. Now you need to know how to get the complementary function and how to get the particular integral. So first we will discuss about the complementary function rules, how to get complementary function. So consider the homogeneous linear PD, because we know that to find out the complementary function, what we do, we solve the left hand side, means keeping the right hand side 0. So if the equation given was this f d dash z is equal to f of xy, so for to find out the CF, we keep this 0, f of xy 0. So the equation is f d dash z is equal to 0. So to find out the CF, what we do, fd dash z is equal to 0. We keep this. We will consider reducible fdd dash only. Means initially we are discussing the cases where fdd dash is reducible. Means how to find the complementary function in case when fdd dash is reducible. So reducible, I hope you remember. Now fd dash may have distinct repeated of both linear factor of this form, because we are saying that fd dash, we are considering that fd dash is reducible. So in case when it is reducible, so we know that fd dash can be converted in the product of these type of factors, ad plus bd dash plus ci. So all factors, means suppose this is an nth order differential equation, so we will have n factors like this: a1d plus b1d c1, a2d plus b2d plus c2, similar. So if fd dash is nth order differential equation, then it will contain n factors of this type if it is reducible. So we are discussing the that case only where FD dash is reducible. So all the factors would be of this type. So it अब now आपको केस डिस्कस करने that in if it is reducible, then n factors of this type would be there. Then we may have distinct factors. Some of them may be repeated, or both type. Means suppose all factors are different, all factors are repeated, and both means some are distinct, some are repeated. So we have to discuss those cases. Clear? Now distinct factors. Suppose the FD dash has all distinct factors. Clear? So now how to find out the CF when it has distinct factors? So distinct factor means we are proving this, that how to get CF for one linear factor. Means for AD plus BD dash plus CZ is equal to 0. If this is the case, means I am assuming that FDD dash has single factor of the linear factor of this form, AD plus BD dash plus C. Then we will discuss if we have more than one factor, how to find out the CF. So we are considering that FD dash is reducible, and suppose it has single factor. Single means distinct factor, because it does not have another factor like this. So single factor would be always distinct. So consider means FD dash is in this form, AD, because it has single factor. So FD dash is equal to AD plus B dash plus C. So AD plus B dash plus C into what was the equation to find out the CF? FD dash Z is equal to 0. So I have considered this FD dash as AD plus BD plus C plus C. So this comes out AD plus BD dash plus C plus Z is equal to 0. Now how to solve this? Because we are proving that how to get CF. So this is, if you remember, this is the required equation for which we have to get the solution. Now keep multiply this Z inside this bracket. So ADZ plus BD dash Z plus CZ is equal to 0. Now what is D? This dz is what? Del z over del x. Similarly, d dash z is what? Del z over del y. And I have brought this term on the right hand side, cz, because it is free from the derivative. So cz, if it comes on the right hand side, it will become minus cz. Now del z over del x is what? Small p. Del z over del y is what? Small q. So this is AP plus BQ is equal to minus CZ. And what is this equation? If you remember, this is first order linear Lagrange's equation. First order derivatives are there. It is linear because P is separate, Q is separate, and Z is also separate. So which is a Lagrange's linear equation of the first order, this one. Capital PP plus QQ is equal to R. And you know how to solve this equation. Lagrange's method. What is Lagrange's method? First find out the Lagrange's auxiliary equations. And what are the auxiliary equations? Dx over capital P, dy over capital Q, dz over capital R. What is capital P? Coefficient of small p, that is A. What is capital Q? Coefficient of small q, that is B. And what is right hand side is capital R, so minus CZ. Now how to get how we apply the Lagrange's method? Now we have to get two integration from these equations. Remember, we have to get two independent solution from these three auxiliary equations. So what we do, we either take fractions directly, or we take the multipliers. We use multipliers. What was our objective? To get two independent solution. So these are clearly integrable. Dx over a is equal to dy over b. Why? Because a is constant, b is constant. So these can be integrated. So first we take the fractions like dx over a is equal to dy over b, and this is integrable. So on integration, this will provide x over a, y over b. The integration of dx is x, dy is y. plus one constant. So I have kept it as k1 dash. You know why? Because we have to simplify our answer. So x over a, y over b plus k1 dash. So if you remember that in Lagrange's method, we find out the solution like this: u is equal to c1. So c1 is our arbitrary constant. So we have to find out the arbitrary constant value. So here I have written is here as k1 because c1 is our linear fact, the coefficient of this c. So I have written k1 instead of c1. So we have to find out this u is equal to c1. So our first solution, independent solution, to find out the value of k1. So we have simplified this. So this becomes bx minus ay, means x minus a minus b, y minus b here, then taking the LCM. So bx minus ay upon ab, and ab is going on the right hand side. So ab into k1 dash. Now writing ab into k1 dash, because these are all constants, a constant, b is constant, k1 dash is arbitrary constant. So again uh, mm, this is an arbitrary constant. So writing k1 for this. So we are getting bx minus ay is equal to k1. So this is our first solution, means u is equal to c1. So this is u, bx minus ay. Now to get the second solution, again now we have we have three possibilities. This is equal to this is equal to this, and first is equal to third. So I have taken the first and third. Dx over a is equal to dz over minus cz. So on again we have to integrate this. So these are integrable because this is dz and z, this is dx and constant. So keeping minus c on this side, so minus c by a dx is equal to dz over z. So on integration, what we will get, dx integration is x, so x, and dz over z, what is integration, log z, so log z. And I have used the arbitrary constant k2 dash. We can write here and here also. So this is not fixed that we have to use on the left hand side or right hand side. We can keep this k2 dash here or on the right hand side. So now we have to find the value of k2, because this is our first solution. U is equal to c1. Now we have to get v is equal to c2. So c2, so v is equal to c2 we have to get. So v, u is equal to c1, v is equal to c2. So these solutions we have to find out. So we have got the c1. Now for c2, so we have to get the value of second arbitrary constant, which is k2 dash here. So solving this and simplifying this, z is equal to, because this is log z, so z is equal to whatever is on the right hand side, it will go on the exponent. So e to the power minus something. Now we have separated k2 dash, e to the power c, e to the power minus c by a x into e to the power k2 dash, and e to the power k2 dash, I have written it as k2. So this is e to the power k2 dash is equal to z into, because this is e to the power minus c by x. If this term goes on this side, then it will become e to the power c by a x. So what is k2? I have written e to the power k2 dash as k2. So k2, because this is arbitrary constant, so we can write anything. So k2 is equal to z e to the power c by a x, and this is our v. So v is equal to c2. That means this is our v, z into e to the power c by x, c by a x. So what we do in Lagrange's method, we have find out we have we have got two solutions, u is equal to c1 and v is equal to c2. Now you know how to write the general solution in case of Lagrange's method. Either we write as function of uv is equal to 0, or function of u is equal to v, or function of v is equal to u. So we know that the solution of Lagrange's equation is any of the forms phi k1 k2 is equal to 0, or phi uv is equal to 0, u is equal to phi v, or v is equal to phi of u. So in any of the form we can write our solution. So what is the solution of equation, and so we are writing in this form or this form. Any form you can use. K2 means K2, what is K2? K2 value Z into e to the power c by ax. And what is phi of k1 means function of k1. K1 is what? K1 is bx minus ay. So function of bx minus ay. So we have written the solution in this form. K2 is equal to phi k1. Now, so z is equal to e to the power minus c by ax into phi bx minus a by. So this is the our general complementary function. Means because this is the solution of this equation. This is Lagrange's equation, and for this we have find out the solution, general solution. And for our case, means in this topic, so it is the solution of left hand side only, because right hand side we have considered 0 now for to get the CF. So thus whatever the general solution of this equation will be our complementary function. So the complementary function is z is equal to e to the power minus c by x phi bx minus ay. I have also written similarly, if we take last two fractions, means in case we have taken dx over a over is equal to dz over minus cz. In the same way we can take the second and third. So if we take second and third, dx dy over b dz over c minus dz over minus cz, then similarly the a will be replaced by b and x will be replaced by y, because now we have dy not dx, and we have b in case of a. So only replacing a and x by the b and y, we will get the other possibility. So this is, in this case we will get what? Z is equal to e to the power minus c by b into y and function of by bx minus y. First solution is same, only second solution a little adjustment is there. So either we can write the CF in this form or in this form. Both are correct. Both CF are correct. So this was when the FDD dash has single factor only. Now this means distinct factor. So how many distinct factors are there? Then with respect to each of the factor, each of the distinct factor, we have to write, means for this linear factor AD plus BD dash plus C, we have to write the CF like e to the power minus c by a x phi of bx minus ay. Clear? So if suppose we have 10 distinct factor, then we will write 10 terms like this with respect to each of the factor, and in the combination, means this is with respect to first factor plus with respect to second factor plus with respect to third factor. So how we have to write? We have to get the values of a b c. What is a d plus b d dash plus c? So what is a, what is b, what is c? So observing these values a b c, we will write our CF. Similarly for other factor, third factor, fourth factor, if all are distinct. But what is if the factors are repeated? So second case is for repeated factors, means suppose, so in this case AD plus BD dash plus C square. So what does it mean square? Square means we have double factors, AD plus BD dash plus C into AD plus BD dash plus C. So we have repeated factors. So same factor means in the first case, when we have distinct factor, we know how to get the solution or CF for this case. Now the square is there, means we have two factors, AD plus BD plus C, AD plus BD plus C into Z is equal to 0. So how to get the CF in case of repeated factors? So if you just go through use the proof of, means just we are proving that how to get CF for repeated in the case of repeated factors. So what we have done, this we have assumed this as U, AD plus BD dash plus C into Z. So we have assumed this as U. So now it becomes AD plus BD dash plus C, this factor into U. We have taken this product as U. So this is U. Now this is similar as it was in the first case, distinct factor. This is distinct factor AD plus BD dash plus C into one dependent variable is equal to 0. And we know for this equation we have the solution. U means dependent variable value. U is equal to e to the power minus c by ax function of bx minus ay. Now to get the solution, you just go what we have assumed, AD plus BD dash plus CZ is equal to U. So AD plus BD dash plus CZ is equal to U. This is U value. Now again, this is first order, first degree equation, linear equation, Lagrange's linear equation. AD dash plus BD dash plus CZ is equal to, this is our right hand side, and so this CZ is also we have to shift on the right hand side. So this is our right hand side, and this is again Lagrange's equation, and we know how to solve Lagrange's equation, dx over p, dy over q, dz over r, right hand side. So you just go through this proof. If you have any doubt, you can ask me personally. Otherwise, the proof is very simple. The solution is very simple. First, we have taken these two factors, and from these fractions, we get the same solution. Again, we have taken the first and third. Then how to solve? We have just solved it. Means we are getting the second independent solution, and we have got our second solution like this: k2 is equal to z e to the power t minus x phi of k1. And for Lagrange's solution, how to write this solution? K2 is equal to function of K1. This time we have written psi because phi we have already used. So K2 is equal to psi K1 means Z. Now, so solution, what is K2? Z e to the power t minus x phi of K1 and is equal to psi of K1. And what is K1? So finding out the value of Z from this equation. So Z is equal to e to the power minus t x phi of K1 plus psi of K1. So Z e to the power t is actually we have assumed in this integration c over a x is equal to t. So back substitute the value of t. So this is e to the power minus c. So e to the power minus c by ax into x function of what is k1, bx minus ay plus psi, another function of k1 means bx minus ay. So both arguments are same, bx minus ay, bx minus ay. Only this is phi, this is psi. Or we can write phi 1, phi 2, psi 1, psi 2. These are two different functions of the same argument, bx minus ay. Clear? So in that case also, if you remember, for the repeated case, if the roots of auxiliary equation are repeated, then how to write CF? In ordinary case, it was e to the power mx into c1 plus c2x. You remember? C1 plus C2x means we simply apply C2x in the repetition, means it has multiplicity 3. All three roots are same, m1, m2, m3. Then we write e to the power mx into c1 plus c2x plus c3x square, c1 plus c2x plus c3x square. So in the same way, how to get the solution? For repeated case, e to the power minus c by ax is common, and under the multiplication, under the bracket, we have function first function phi 1 phi 1 of bx minus ay plus x into same function. So phi 1, phi 2. And if the repetition is 3 means the multiplicity is 3, then how to get CF? E to the power minus c by ax into function of bx minus ay plus x into function of bx minus ay plus x square function of bx minus ay. So this is phi 1, phi 2 and phi 3. Phi 1 plus x phi 2 plus x square phi 3, and all arguments are same, bx minus a by bx minus a by bx minus a by, because the factor is common, ad plus bd dash plus c. So factor is common, only thing is that it is being repeated 3 times or 2 times or 4 times. So just revising the case, in case we have a distinct factor. So how means CF, to get the CF, this one factor is there, AD plus BD dash plus C. So with respect to this factor, how to write CF? E to the power minus C by AX phi of BX minus AY. Similarly, if we have another factor, suppose A2 BD plus B2 D dash plus C2, then also with respect to that, we have the term e to the power C2 by A2x function of B2x minus A2 by. So, or with respect to each of the distinct factor, we have the CF term like this. if the factor is repeated, means like this, ad plus bd dash plus c square z, or q there, or 4, whatever the power is, with respect to this we have to write our cf as e to the power minus c by ax into function 1 phi 1 bx minus ay plus x function 2 bx minus ay. If the repetition is 3, then function of bx minus ay plus x function of bx minus ay plus x square function of bx minus ay. So in this way we have to write our cf, complementary function. But these solutions are valid when fdd dash is reducible. Clear? So special cases means in the factor, linear factor ad plus bd dash plus c, if c is 0, means ad plus bd dash plus c, and this c is 0, then the reduced factor is like this. So in this case we have to write our complementary function as z is equal to, what was there, e to the power minus c by ax, and c is 0. So if you remember this, so this c is 0, so 0 into x is 0, and e to the power 0 is 1, so this will be reduced to 1. Only this is left, function of bx minus ay. So if c is 0 in this factor, then the solution cf is function of bx minus ay. Clear? E to the power minus 0. So again, if a is 0, means in the factor ad plus bd dash plus c, a is 0, means the first term is 0, so only thing is left bd dash plus c. So again it because if we write this solution in this case, the solution is this in this form, then because a is 0, so this is e to the power minus c by 0x, so c by 0 means infinite x, so this is not valid equation, valid cf. So in this case we will use this form of solution. Clear? If a is 0, we will not write our cf like this, we will write our cf like this, because this will contain infinite term. So z is equal to e to the power minus c by b by function of bx minus ay. This term is same, function of bx minus y, function of bx minus y. Only thing is which is different is a is replaced by b and x is replaced by y. So if a is 0, we cannot write cf like this. We will write cf our cf like this. So in this case, e to the power minus c by by into, what was there, function of bx minus ay, but a is 0, so only thing is left function of bx, so function of bx. Again, if b is 0, means the factor is ad plus bd dash plus c, and b is 0, so what is left, ad plus c, so e to the power minus c by ax, no problem, function of bx minus ay, and b is 0, so 0x minus ay means function of minus ay, and because this is function, so we can take minus sign out of this, so it's function of minus ay is equal to function of ay, so this is cf. Again, if c is 0, a is 0, only b is not equal to 0, means like this, ad a0 bd dash, b is not 0 plus c is 0, so what is left, only this. In linear factor is like this, bd dash. In this case, what is the solution? Because it was e to the power minus c by ax, but c is 0, so e to the power 0x into function of bx minus ay. Again, a is 0, so what is left, function of bx. So function of bx. Next, if c is 0, b is 0, a is not equal to 0, so what is the factor, ad. Then in this case, e to the power, again, because e to the power minus c by ax, but c is 0, so this e to the power 0x is 1, and function of bx minus ay, and b is 0, so what is left, function of minus ay, and function of minus ay is equal to function of ay. So so these are the cases. You simply remember this form. e to the power minus c by ax function of bx minus ay. Now whatever the factor is, linear factor ad plus bd dash plus c, you simply substitute the value of abc here. Clear? If you don't remember the special cases, there is no problem because they are all derived from the this one. So you have to remember what is a, what is c, what is b. If you simply substitute the values of a, b, c here, you will get your cf. Only thing you have to remember is, which is important, if a is 0, then you cannot write your cf like this. You have to write like this. And in the repeated case, the same factor is there, e to the power minus c by x, only and function of bx minus ay, only this is repeated. So we will write one more term like x into function of bx minus ay. If the repetition is 2, otherwise repetition, if repetition is 3, then we will again add one more term, x square function of bx minus ay. Now next remark, if total degree of each term in fd dash is same. So this is very important remark because most of the questions you will find in this form, where each term, the total degree of each term in fd dash is same. If this is the case, then we can get our cf like this. Put d is equal to m, d dash is equal to 1, in fd dash is equal to 0. Means you know what is your fd d dash. You simply replace d by m and d dash by 1. You will get equation like this. F of m1 is equal to 0, and this is your auxiliary equation, like in the case of ordinary differential equation. So this is your auxiliary equation. Now you have to find the roots of the this equation, this auxiliary equation, and this is nth degree polynomial in M. Why? Because you are solving nth order differential equation. So this fdd dash is n degree equation in D, and you are writing M for D. So this equation will be a polynomial in M of degree n. So n roots would be there. So we will get m1, m2 up to mn, n root of this polynomial, this auxiliary equation. Now the CF can be written as the nature of m, the roots of auxiliary equations. So CF is given as following, depending on the nature of the roots of the auxiliary equation. F1 is 1, f of m1 is equal to 0. How? Suppose all roots are different, distinct and real or complex, then complementary function is function of y plus m1x m with respect to m1. Similarly, function 2 f y plus m2x with respect to m2, and mn, so phi n y plus mnx. So if all roots are different, distinct and real, we can write our CF like this: one term with respect to one root, one distinct root. And suppose some roots are repeated, some are different. So for if suppose it is repeated k times, m1 is equal to m2 is equal to mk. So how to write the CF? Function 1 y plus m1x plus x into function 2 y plus m1x. Similarly, x square function of y plus m2x. Similarly, x cube function of y plus m1x up to k minus 1 time. Because the repetition is k, the root is the k roots are equal. So first with respect to m1, second with respect to m2. So for second root we are multiplying x, for third repetition we are multiplying x square, for fourth repetition we are multiplying x cube. So one less than the now counting, so it will go up to x to the power k minus 1 function of y plus mx. So these are the CF terms with respect to repeated roots m1, m2, mk. Now suppose other roots are different, mk plus 1 is different, mk plus 2 different. So with respect to mk plus 1, how to write? Function of y plus mk plus 1x. Similarly, last mn root which is distinct, so function of y plus mn x. So this is the way. But this is valid when the fd dash equation, this polynomial is homogeneous equation, means all the terms uh, in this equation are same. The degree of each of the terms in FD dash are same. So if this is the case, we can write our CF very easily. The difference is simple. So I repeat that process, that if FDD dash is homogeneous, means each terms are of the same degree, then simply by replacing d by m, d dash by 1, we will get one auxiliary equation in m. Finding out the roots of m, we will get our CF depending on the nature of the roots of auxiliary equation. Clear? 1 minute. So this is the process how to get CF. So if the roots are different, the terms are in the terms in CF are function of y plus m1x, function of y plus m2x plus function of y plus mnx. Those many, the one term with respect to each distinct term, the each distinct factors, each distinct root. So n term would be there if there are n roots. If repetition is there, then simply we multiply x square, x cube in the to the function. And I have gone through some books. So in some books I found that for the real and complex, both of the roots we have same process to find out the CF. Means if it is real, then also we write means in the case of real roots we write function of y plus mx with respect to first root. Similarly, if this is complex root, means complex roots are always in pair, means alpha plus minus I beta. So one root is alpha plus I beta, second root is alpha minus I beta. So in that case also we write the same complementary function format. M means simply writing m1 as alpha plus I beta, because alpha plus minus I beta are two roots. One is alpha plus I beta, second is alpha minus I beta. So we use m1 as alpha plus I beta, and for m2 alpha minus I beta. So these two terms would be there. M1, if m1 is real, write real number here. If m1 is complex, write complex number here. So this is the common format for both real and complex roots. But in one book I found that they use different CF in case of imaginary roots. So what is that format? If m1 m2 are complex number, that is alpha plus minus I beta. So I know we know that complex numbers are in pair. So whenever we get complex roots, we will get two complex roots, alpha plus I beta, alpha minus I beta, minus I beta. So this is the format. CF is equal to function of first function of y plus root alpha plus I beta x, and same function phi 1 y plus alpha minus I beta x. So this is m1, this is m2, and phi 1 is same, phi 1 y plus alpha plus I beta, y plus alpha minus I beta, and two more terms are there, plus I means imaginary part, and how to write phi 2, this is phi 2 and this is phi 2. Y similarly for both of the roots, y plus alpha plus I beta and y plus alpha minus I beta x, and this is minus. So this is very typical one, I understand, but this is I got from the book. So I can't help you in this case. So you have choice, either you write this format or this format for complex roots, because in most of the books, for complex roots also they follow the same process. But in one book, I found this format of complementary function. So whatever is convenient to you, you use that format for the complex roots. So this is the last remark. Corresponding to each linear factor distinct or repeated of f d d dash of the above form, we have the solution in either of the above obtained solutions. So if f d d dash is equal to a product of these n linear factors, this is pi. This is mathematical notation of writing product. Pi I varies from 1 to n. So because f d dash is nth order differential equation, So n factors would be there. So first factor a1d plus b1d dash plus c1, second factor a2d plus b2d plus c2, and third factor a3d plus b3d dash plus c3. So in the similar way we have n factors. So we have written all the factors in the product form pi. Pi denotes a product in mathematics. So I varies from 1 to n. So n factors. So if n factors are there, so we corresponding to each of the factor, we have one term in CF. This is for first C1 A1 B1 A1, C2 A2 B2 A2, Cn An Bn An. So for n factors, we have n terms in CF with algebraic sum. Okay, so this is the format how to write CF. Now the same questions. You will understand the process by the questions only. I have told you the process. Now you have to apply that process to solve these questions. Very simple questions are there. Find the solution of the following PDE. The first question is d square minus d dash square z is equal to 0. So what was the process? Clearly this PDE, for this PDE the fxy right hand side is 0. There is no term of x, there is no term of y. So this is homogeneous linear PDE. Clear? This is homogeneous linear PDE, and we know the general solution of PDE is CF plus PI. Here PI is 0 because there is no right hand term. So the complementary function is the total general solution. So we have to find out the general solution. How to find general solution? We will try first f d dash as linear factors, to convert this as a product of linear factors. Clear? We are discussing the cases where f d dash is reducible to linear factors. If it is not reducible, we have the different method. So f d dash is d square minus d dash square. This d square minus whatever is there in terms of d dash, that is f d dash. So leaving this side, otherwise everything is f d dash. So d square minus d dash square. Now we have to convert it, reduce it in linear factors. So we know d square minus d dash square. We can write d minus d dash, d plus d dash, a square minus b square, a minus b, a plus b. So this is linear factor. This is linear factor. Why? Because this is in the form of AD plus BD dash plus C. Here C is 0, that is different thing. But this is in this format, AD plus BD dash plus C. C is 0 in both of the factors. So in factor 1, D minus D dash, what is A value? A is 1, the coefficient of D, 1. What is B? The coefficient of D dash, which is minus 1. This is minus 1. And what is C? 0. So for one linear factor, we know how to write CF. So part of CF is e to the power minus C by AX, function of BX minus AY. So writing the values of C, A, B, C. So A is 1, C is 0. So 0 by A, 0 by 1x means 0. Function of B, what is B value? Minus 1, so minus 1x. What is A? A is 1, so because this is minus A, so minus 1y. So e to the power 0 is 1, so 1. Now function of minus x minus y, and we can write this function as function of x plus y, keeping minus common. Minus, if we take minus common, so this will minus into x plus y. So because this is arbitrary function, so sign and arbitrary sign and constants can be removed. Means if this is x, function of 2x plus 2y, then we can also write this as function of x plus y. We can take 2 out of this. Similarly, if this is x plus y by 2, then we can also take this 1 by 2 out of this. So we function of x plus y. So this is minus 1, function of minus 1 into x plus y. So we can discard this minus 1 because this is arbitrary function. So we will write it as function of x plus y. Otherwise, you can write in this form also. There is no problem. So this is the complementary function part with respect to first factor. Now for second factor, what is second factor? D plus D dash. This is our second factor, D plus D dash. So D plus D dash This is d plus d dash, d plus d dash. So a is 1, the coefficient of d, b is 1, the coefficient of d dash, and c is again 0. So with respect to this factor, the part of CF is e to the power minus c by ax, and we are right phi 2. Why? Because phi 1 is here. This is phi 1, this is phi 2. So if the third term is there, then phi 3. We will use phi 3. So this is phi 2 bx minus ay. Now writing the values of ABC. So again, because c is 0, so this is 0 by 1x means 0. Phi 2, b value is 1, so 1x, minus a is 1, so minus y. So we are getting phi 2 of x minus y. So the two factors are there, so two terms are there. So what is general solution? General solution is CF, because in this case pi is 0 because right hand side is 0. So pi is 0. So only solution, general solution is CF. So CF is equal to first solution phi 1 x plus y, this phi 1 x plus y, and plus phi 2 x minus y, the second solution phi 2 x minus y. So z is equal to function of first function phi 1 x plus y plus phi 2 x minus y. Or I told you this, that in the case when fd dash is homogeneous, homogeneous means all the terms are of same degree. So this is d square, this is d dash square. So both terms are second degree terms. So this is homogeneous term. And in case of homogeneous, we can write, so since all the terms in fd dash are of the same degree, so we can also get our CF by substituting d as m and d dash as 1 in f d dash is equal to 0. So what is f d dash? D square minus d dash square is equal to 0. Now writing d square as m square and d dash square as 1. So what are the roots? M is equal to, this is m square minus 1, that means m minus 1, m plus 1. So what we will get, m is 1, m is minus 1. These are two roots, and these are two distinct root and real roots. And we know how to write the complementary function with respect to distinct real root. So complementary function is first function phi 1 y plus m1x plus phi 2 y plus m2x. So m1 is 1, so 1x, m2 is minus 1, so minus x. So we can write our solution here like this also. So if we compare, if we apply first procedure, we are getting function of x plus y, function of y plus x, both are same. Function of x minus y, here we are getting function of y minus x. So I told you that function of x minus y can be written as, if we take a minus common, so y minus x, so minus we can discard from here because this is arbitrary function. So function of y minus x. So this term is equivalent to x, this term. So first terms are same in both of the CF, and second terms are also same or equivalent. Function of x minus y is equivalent to function of y minus x. So in both of the format, we can get same result. So we will get same results. Now again, d cube, d square, d dash. This is third degree term. This is 2 plus 1, 3 degree term. D into d dash square, 1 square, 3 degree term. D dash cube, again 3 degree term. So which has each term of same degree. So this is homogeneous equation. And so this is our f d d dash. Whatever is there in terms of d d dash is our f d d dash. And so this is homogeneous. So we can write d as m, d dash as 1 in f d dash is equal to 0 to get our auxiliary equation. So d cube is m cube minus 6 m square, d square is m square, d dash is 1, plus 11, d is m, d dash is 1, so 11m, minus 6 into d dash is 1, so minus 6 is equal to 0. So this is our auxiliary equation. Now to find out the roots, so you know how to get the roots of cubic equation. So m minus 1, m minus 2, m minus 3. So the roots are 1, 2, 3, all are distinct and real. So for 1, y plus mx means m value 1. Second function, y plus mx, function m value is 2. Next third function, y plus mx, m is 3. So y plus x, y plus 2x, y plus 3x. So this is our CF. Again, because pi right hand side is 0, so pi is 0. So the CF is our general solution. Again, d plus 2d dash minus 3 d plus d dash minus 1 z is equal to 0. Here we know that this is already in linear form, linear factors form, product of linear factors. So we don't need to factorize f dd dash in terms of linear factor. This is already in that form. So this is reducible because this is already in linear factors form. So writing the CF. So first factor is d plus 2d dash minus 3. What is a? Coefficient of d is 1. Coefficient of d dash is 2 and c is minus 3. So part of CF is e to the power minus c by ax, function of bx minus ay, writing the values of a, b, c. So e to the power minus c is minus 3, a is 1, x, function of b value 2 and a value is 1. So we are getting this e to the power 3x function of 2x minus y. Similarly for second factor, d plus d dash minus 1, a is 1, b is 1, c is minus 1. So e to the power minus a, writing the values of a, b, c. So we are getting this. So there are two factors. So for first factor, e to the power 3x function of 2x minus y. For second factor, it is e to the power x function of x minus y. So writing these with the addition. So this is first CF part, this is second CF part, plus this is our general solution because right hand part is 0. Again, this is reducible FDD dash. This is already in linear factorized form. So writing the CF for first factor, d plus 2d dash, a is 1, b is 2, c is 0. So now you know how to write this CF. Writing c is 0, a is 1. So c by 0, c 0 by 1 x. And b is 2, a is 1. So this is corresponding to first factor. This is corresponding to second factor. And third, four, there are four factors. Third and four are same because d plus 2d dash plus 2 whole square. So third and four factors are same. So for this is repetition case. And in this case of repetition, first find out the value of a, b, c. So a is 1, b is 2, c is 2 are repeated factors. So part of CF is e to the power minus c by ax. Phi 3, why phi 3? Because phi 1 is with respect to 1 first factor, phi 2 is with respect to second factor. Now for third and fourth, we will write phi 3 and phi 4. So e to the power minus c by ax, phi 3 bx minus ay plus multiplication by x into phi 4 bx minus ay, because repetition is 2. This factor is repeated 2 times. So first and second factor is with x. If it is the repetition is 3, then we will write again plus x square phi 5 bx minus ay. Now simply writing a, b, c values in this factor. So a is 1, b is 2, c is 2. Writing these, we will get our CF. So all we have to need the addition of these complementary function parts. First plus second plus third and fourth. So this is our CF. Now d4 minus d dash 4, this is again homogeneous. All terms are same degree. In the last question also, this is not homogeneous because this is first degree term, 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 but this one is 0 degree term. So because of this is non-homogeneous. So we cannot write CF like using d is equal to m and d dash is equal to 1 because this is not homogeneous. The terms are different degree terms. This is 1 means 0 degree term, this is 2 means 0 degree terms, and this is 1 degree term. So we cannot use that format. D is equal to m, d dash is equal to 1 in this case. But in the next case, when d4, d dash 4, all terms are of same degree. So in this case, we can use that format. D is equal to m, d dash is equal to 1. In f d dash is equal to 0. So we will get m to the power 4 minus 1 is equal to 0. So m square minus 1, m square plus 1 is equal to 0. So for first factor, we will get m is equal to 1 and minus 1. And for second factor, m values are plus minus I. So this is real plus distinct and this is complex pair. So for this 1 and minus 1, y plus mx 1, y plus mx, m is minus 1. So these are with respect to the real and distinct, and this is with respect to complex. So either you use this form, or I told you that you use m plus mx, means y plus ix, y minus ix, because the root is alpha plus minus I beta, alpha is 0. So all we have to alpha plus I beta x, alpha minus I beta x. So either use this form or the same form for as it was in real case. Next, again, this is also homogeneous equation, d square d dash second degree d dash square second degree. So all are second degree terms. So homogeneous case में हम क्या कर सकते हैं, d को m d dash को 1 in this equation, f d dash is equal to 0. So this is auxiliary equation, this is that equation, these are roots, minus 4 by 3 minus 4 by 3 means all are, both are real and repeated. So function of y plus m x, so m is minus 4 by 3 into, because this is a repeated case, so x into same function y minus 4 by 3x. Again, because I told you that this is arbitrary function, so we can adjust the constant term. So taking the LCM, 3y minus 4x, function of 3y minus 4x. So 3y minus 4x divided by 3, and divided by 3 can be adjusted in this arbitrary function phi 1. Similarly, in this function also. So we can write in this form, or you can use this form also. There is no problem. Both answers are correct. Now, this is second degree term. This is second degree term, d dash, यानी second degree term हो गया. D dash, this is 1 degree term. So सारी की सारी term same degree की नहीं है, because now this is not homogeneous. अगर homogeneous नहीं है तो we cannot apply that m format, dm d dash 1. So we will not apply here. We will simply try to reduce this in linear factor, because we have understood that how to get CF for reducible factors. So this is not homogeneous, but we have to reduce this in linear factors. So linear factors mean d square plus d dash minus 1. So writing d dash square minus 1 and plus these terms, and by simplifying d minus 1 d plus 1, taking d dash common, d plus 1. So d plus 1 is common, so d plus 1 is here, and d minus 1 plus d dash. So d plus 1 and d plus d dash minus 1, we are getting two factors. So d plus 1 is a linear factor where a is 1, b is 0, c is 1. This is also linear factor, a is 1, b is 1, and c is minus 1. So how we know now how to write CF with respect to this factor, this factor. So this is the with respect to this factor, this is with respect to this factor, writing the values of a, b, c. So this is our CF. Similarly, this is also not homogeneous, but we have converted this as a product of linear factors and writing the CF. Here also, this is not homogeneous because this is second order equation, second degree term, this is first degree term. So we cannot write d as m, d dash as 1. So by simply reducing it in linear factors. So we are writing this here. Now this is linear factor, this is linear factor. So we know how to 2d dash. This is not linear factor because this d square is there. So this is not linear factor. So we can observe that d is common. So keeping d outside, what is left? D plus d, 3d dash minus 3 dash. So this is linear factor, this is linear factor, and this is also linear factor. So this is that case where a is 1, b is 0, c is 0, and we know how to write CF. So writing CF with respect to each of the factor, this is our CF, total CF. Now, until now we have solved the questions where the linear factors, it was easy to get the linear factors, but if you solve this, you will not get the linear factors easily. So for these cases, what we have to do, this is 2r, and what is r? R is second order derivative with respect to x. So r is d square z. What is s? D dash z. What is t? D dash square z. What is p? Dz. What is q? D dash z. So what is f d dash? 2d square plus 2 d dash minus d dash square plus d dash into z is common is equal to 0. So this is our f d dash. This. and you can see that this is not homogeneous because this is second degree equation, this is second degree equation, this is second degree equation, but these are first degree equation terms. Clear? 2d dash d square means second degree term, d into d dash 1 plus 1 means 2 degree term, d dash square 2 degree term, this is d dash, these are 1 degree term. So this is not homogeneous, so we cannot write d as m, d dash as 1. So we have to, now what we have to do, we have to reduce the this equation in terms of linear factors, ad plus bd dash plus c. So how to do that? Because direct you cannot get the linear factor directly like in the previous questions here. So in this case what you have to do, first select the homogeneous part, means where all terms are of same degree. So these three terms, second degree term, second degree term, second degree term. So 2d square plus dd dash minus d dash square, the factors, if you solve this for the factors, so you will simply see that 2d minus d dash d plus d dash, by multiplying these two factors you will get this term, this equation. Now but the two, what is about these two terms, so this plus what is left, d plus d dash, we will what we will do by in these linear factors we will apply plus alpha 1 in the second factor plus alpha 2. By getting these alpha 1 alpha 2 values we will match with this equation. This is all you have to do. What you have to do, I repeat, the homogeneous part you have to solve for linear factor, you will get a linear factor like this, and for the remaining part what you have to do, you have to simply apply plus alpha 1 for first in the first factor plus alpha 2 in the second factor. Now after multiplying these two factors, what you will get the same term, 2d square plus td dash minus d dash square plus one term in d. So the coefficient is of d is, what is the 2d into alpha 2, so 2 alpha 2 plus same if this d is multiplied by this alpha 1, so plus alpha 1. So d term means you simply multiply these two factors, you will get 2d square plus 2d square plus td dash minus d square plus one term of d plus one term of d dash plus one constant term. You simply multiply these terms, these factors, so you will get the simplification, the multiplication like this. Now because this is equal to this, so on the both of the sides the same terms would be same, means the coefficient of d, here we have 2 alpha 1 2 alpha 2 plus alpha 1, here we have coefficient of d as 1. So the 2 alpha 2 plus alpha 1 would equal to 1. Similarly, the d dash coefficient is minus alpha 2 plus alpha 1. So this coefficient would equal to the coefficient of d dash on the left hand side, so 1. So again this minus alpha 2 plus alpha 1 is equal to 1, and this is constant term, and on the left hand side there is no constant term, so this alpha 1 alpha 2 is equal to 0. So by simply equating the coefficient of similar powers, the similar terms, we will get the values of alpha 1 and alpha 2. So this by solving these three equations, we will get alpha 1 as 1, alpha 2 as 0. So the whole fd d dash is converted now, do d minus d dash plus alpha 1 and alpha 1 is 1, and d plus d dash plus alpha 2 and alpha 2 is 0, this form. So writing the values of alpha 1 and alpha 2. So in this way we can convert a non-homogeneous equation in d dash in linear factors. So in the first factor a is 2, b is minus 1, c is 1. In the second factor a is 1, b is 1, c is 0. So writing the CF for both of the factors, we will get our answer. Again, this is also non-homogeneous because R, S, T are second degree term, but P, Q and the third term, these are 1 degree terms. So this is non-homogeneous. So again, we have to convert this in the linear factors. So how to do that? This is in terms of d, so 3d square, because r is d square z, s is d dash, t is d dash square, p is d z, q is d dash z, and this is z. So keeping z out of these common, so we will get this as f d d dash. So now what we have to do, uh, just comparing the homogeneous part. So 3d square, 7d d dash, 2d d dash square. So these are second degree terms. Yeah, these are second degree terms. So first solve this as linear factors. So 3d square plus 7d dash plus 2d d dash square. So first solve this as linear factors. So 3d square, we can write 7d dash as 6d dash plus d dash plus 2d dash. Now 3d is common, so this is d plus 2d dash, d dash is common, so d plus 2d dash. So by keeping d plus 2d dash, 3d plus d dash. So this is the linear factorization of the homogeneous part. Now what about the non-homogeneous part? So what terms are left? 7d plus 4d dash plus 2. So for this we have to adjust plus alpha 1 in first factor plus alpha 2 in second factor. Now multiplying these factors, so we will get the three terms same as it was previously. Now plus 1d term, 1d dash term plus constant term. So comparing the coefficients of both of the sides, so d coefficient is alpha 2 plus 3 alpha 1, so it is equal to 7. D dash coefficient is 2 alpha 2 plus alpha 1, it is equal to 4, and the constant term alpha 1 alpha 2 is equal to 2. So now solving these three equations, we will get alpha 1 and alpha 2. So this is the linear factorization of full fd d dash. So these are two linear factors, d plus 2d dash plus 2, 3d plus 3d dash plus 1. So just you know how to write the complementary function. In this case, a is 1, b is 2, c is 2. In this case, a is 3, b is 1, c is 1. So these are responding CF factors. So writing both of the CF factors with plus sign, this is our CF. In all of these cases, all of these questions, the right hand side was 0. So in all of the cases, we get CF as our general solution. Otherwise, if right hand side is there, which is non-zero, so we have to write the PI also. So next we will see how to get the PI. So this was about the CF methods when FD dash is reducible. Means if we can find the linear factors of FD dash, then we know how to solve the equation, how to get the CF. So in the coming lecture, we will see that how to get CF when FD dash is reducible. So I think I'll take 5 more minutes to finish this. Otherwise, we have to take separate lecture for this, because this is very easy. So, so whenever you have one question to solve, so first you have to see how to that what is FD dash. Then you have to find out whether it is reducible or irreducible. If it is reducible, you know how to get the CF, because if it is reducible to linear factors, then you have to compare a, b, c values, then write the CF in terms of e to the power minus c by ax function of bx minus ay. This is the process. But what happens when FD dash is irreducible, when we don't find the linear factors of FD dash? So when, so this is the case when how to get CF when FD dash is irreducible, when we cannot find linear factors for FD dash. So in this case, what we have to do, so this is this what is written, FD dash cannot be resolved into linear factors of d into d dash, like AD plus BD dash plus C. Then we use trial method to find a complementary function CF. In this case, we assume solution as z is equal to a e to the power hx plus ky. So whenever FD dash is irreducible, we assume our CF as, or solution as, z is equal to a e to the power hx plus ky. In every case, whatever FD dash means when it is irreducible, we assume our solution as a is equal sorry z is equal to a e to the power hx plus ky. Now we substitute this value in the given equation. So z is equal to something. Now we substitute this value in fdd dash z, and to get h in terms of k or k in terms of h. Now by the substitution, the whole equation will be converted, means this is d dash. So first find out the dz, means differential of z with respect to x, differential of the z with respect to y. So dz and d dash z. Again, if the f d dash contains second order derivatives, then we will apply d square z, d dash square z. So by simply differentiating it with respect to x or y as many number of times as required in fd dash. So we will substitute here. Now we will get one equation in hka. So this equation we have to solve to get h value in terms of k or k value in terms of h. Why? Because this is this is complementary function, so it will contain two arbitrary constants only. Here we have three, a, h, k. So we have three arbitrary constants, but we have to keep two arbitrary constants only. So either we have to take the value of h in terms of k or k value in terms of h, so that we can reduce one arbitrary constant. So this is the process. So such that CF will contain two arbitrary constant a and h or a and k. So you will understand this process by the example easily. Suppose this is your question, d square minus 2d dash z is equal to 0. This is not homogeneous. Why? Because d square, this is second degree term, this is d dash only, so first degree term. So this is non-homogeneous. Now try to factorize this, because the examiner would not tell you that this is irreducible. So you have to recognize whether it is reducible or irreducible. So first you try that whether it is reducible. So f d dash is equal to d square minus 2d dash, which cannot be resolved into linear factors like ad plus bd dash plus c. So if you, even if you try this, you will not find out the linear factorization. So this is irreducible case where fdd dash is irreducible. So in this case, what we do, we assume our solution as z is equal to a e to the power hx plus ky in all the questions where fdd dash is irreducible. So now what is required here? We have to know the d square z and d dash z. So this is z, this is our solution z. So find out dz is del z over del x. So differentiating with respect to x. So what we do, a is constant. Now e to the power hx plus ky is e to the power hx plus y, plus differentiation of hx is h. Similarly, d square z, double differentiation of z with respect to x square, so we will get h square. D dash z is differentiating z with respect to y, so we will get k here. Now substitute these value in the given differential equation, which is d square z minus 2d dash z is equal to 0. So d square z is this, and this is 2, and this is d dash z. Now e to the power hx plus ky is common. What is left? Ah square minus 2ak. So a is common again, a h square minus 2k e to the power hx plus ky is equal to 0. Now this is a product is 0, a into this. So either a is 0, or this factor is 0, or this term is 0. But if a is 0, then solution would be 0. This a, if this a is 0, then z is equal to 0. Solution would be 0. Again, if e to the power hx plus ky is 0, again this term is 0. So again z will be 0. So in both of the cases where a is 0 or e to the power hx plus ky is 0, we will get z 0 solution. We will get 0 solution for z. So as a and e to the power hx plus ky cannot be 0, otherwise the solution would be 0. So the third possibility is there, only h square minus 2k is 0. So in this way, either we can find out the value of k in terms of h, or h value in terms of k, both. So we will get h is equal to square root 2k, or k is equal to h square by 2. Both are correct. So our solution is z is equal to e to the power a into e to the power hx plus ky, where we will substitute value of k. Now this is our CF, which contains two arbitrary constant, capital A and small h, or if we get the value of h from here, then h is square root 2k, then it will contain a e to the power square root 2k x plus ky. So it will contain a and k as arbitrary constant. Both answers are correct. So this is the process. In the same way, this is again non-homogeneous and irreducible. This is non-homogeneous, irreducible. So we will assume our solution like this. Now what is required? D square z. So d square z, we can differentiate z with respect to x 2 times. D dash square z means we can differentiate z with respect to y 2 times. And dz means this dz. So all values you have to substitute in the given equation means this. So again, by simplifying, you will get one relation in h and k, which is 0 for non-zero solution. Again, this cannot be 0, this cannot be 0. So only this is 0. So this is 0. So either you solve it for h or solve it for k. Both are correct. So our solution is z is equal to a e to the power hx plus ky, where h is given by this relation. In this case also, this is non-homogeneous and irreducible. So we will assume our solution like this. What is required? D dash z, dz, d dash square z, dd dash z, d square z. So all derivatives we can calculate. This is simple differentiation. This is simple partial differentiation. So we will substitute here. We will get one relation h in h and k, which is 0 for non-zero solution, because this can't be 0 and this a cannot be 0. So our solution is z is equal to e to the power a e to the power hx plus ky, where h and k are connected with this relation. Why? In the previous question, we were fortunate to get the value of h in terms of k, or the value of k in terms of h. But in this case, this is very tough to calculate the value of either h or k. So we will simply write that where h and k are connected by this relation. That means either we can get the value of h in terms of k or value of k in terms of h. So this is our required general solution, or CF, where two arbitrary constants are there, either a and h or a and k. So this is the procedure for irreducible case. How to get CF when f d d dash is irreducible. So in the next lecture, we will understand that how to get particular integral. So means when right hand side is non-zero. So till now we have solved the question where right hand side is 0. So only solution is CF. So there is no PI, but now we will solve the question where right hand side is non-zero. So we will get the PI also. So now next lecture would be on how to get PI, the particular integral cases.